Wolf Creek Pass. So this is the FAA webcam, and we've been looking at this, but I thought, why is this right here showing up at Wolf Creek Pass the way that it does? Because you can see it's all illuminated. Let me flip this around. Thank you for joining. I wanted to know why it showed up the way that it showed up, you all. That's what I wanted to know. Why did it show up the way that it did? I know it's kind of dark in here. It is. Let me turn this light on. Because it's very colorful. It is. It's very colorful. Let's look at this. You can watch it in the sky, and I don't have it turned around landscape. Hello, good afternoon, you all. Because really, this is the only webcam that I know of, the weather cam from the FAA, that literally shows this in that type of color and all of that. And I thought, why is it showing up like this at that specific place? And it has a history to it, you all. And it's not a pleasant history at all. It isn't. And I just wonder if this right here that's showing up acts as a guardian, a remembrance or something of this area right here. Hello. Very interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. But what's really, there's something to this. There really is. There's something to the Wolf Creek Pass. And it does. It looks like a planet-like object. It kind of looks like a Nibiru. But is it something more? You can see it's today. I wanted to see what is going on with the history. Okay, at Wolf Creek Pass in 1916, look, revered by the Indians. The Pagosa, a Ute word meaning healing, 1916, a new highway built by the state of Colorado over Wolf Creek Pass was opened. They have a history, you all. They have a history, and it's like, don't go read it. Don't read, because it just made me sick to my stomach. It did. Don't read it. See, they trying to make all nice after they did what they did. That's what they were trying to do. All playing all nice after they did what they did to the Indians and their family, their children, and the women. Evil, pure evil, you all. Hello. You get your reptile boots and step on them or something. Look at this, our history and our heritage. They turned it into a ski area, you all. They turned it into a ski area. But in the meantime, we've got this right here in the sky. And I'm thinking, this is showing up there for a reason. I really do, in this particular area right here. Look, what Indian tribes lived in the Pagosa Springs, Colorado, and it's around that area. Following the Anasazi, were the Navajo, the Ute, and the Apache, peoples who have lived and hunted in the area for centuries, say thousands of years. Revered by the Indians, the Pagosa, a Ute word meaning healing or boiling water, hot springs were frequented by many tribes. How long have the Ute Indians lived in Colorado? Anthropology, you all can't say it, anthropology, so anthropological evidence found at the Lindenmeyer archaeological site in Larimore County suggests the indigenous people, mostly possibly ancestors of the Ute, lived, hunted, and gathered in the Rocky Mountains for at least 10,000 years, you all. 10,000 years. It was their home. It was their home. In the meantime, we got this in the sky around these areas. This can be seen. It's picking it up. I think this camera is picking it up because it's in the spiritual realm. Right here, you all. You may say, Gina, honey, what are you talking about? I'm talking about it, you all. I am. I thought there's got to be something going on there. Share the link again. Okay, well, I can't do it while I'm on here, Michelle, honey. I can't, but it's the FAA weather cams. I can do that because I'm on my cell phone. So you can do this. You can do weather cams right here. .faa.gov. That's all you got to type in, weathercams.faa.gov, and then you can navigate it. Yes, love you too, Michelle, honey. So we got this planet-like object, but it looks to me that it is, there's something in the sky. There's no doubt about it to me. And it's kind of like interdimensional. It's planet-like. What if it's a watcher, some type of a watcher in there? Hello. So we get over here to it. You have Colorado have any Indian reservations? Look, the San Juan history outlined. A ghost town. All right, Wolf Creek. Look, Summitville is south of the present-day Wolf Creek Pass. Interesting to visit it as it is a ghost town. It is a high mountain pass on the Continental Divide, you all. Wolf Creek Pass is on the Continental Divide. There's got to be something to that. I've heard of the Continental Divide in school. I have. Can't remember what it was about. All I heard is the word Continental Divide. But they've got this. Highway 160 passes through it. Let's see what it says here, you all. Wolf Creek Pass. This looks really pretty. It does. Look at the mountain. That's what it looks like there. That's the FAA weather cam is in this area. They turned it into a ski area, you all, is what they did. 10,857 feet above sea level. Mineral County. There's Wolf Creek Pass. You can see it right there, you all. It is gorgeous. It's very gorgeous. Oh my gosh. It's really gorgeous there. It is. And, you know, it said it's meaning healing and boiling water. And in the meantime, we got this thing. I'm going to just come over here and just show it to you all. It's just like going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth right there. They're watching it, see. The FAA weather cam's got it that camera specifically over this area. What if this area is like a portal? Some kind of a enormous energy vortex over this area, you all. What if it is? There's an enormous energy vortex over Wolf Creek Pass in that whole area. I don't think that's too far-fetched to say. Massive energy vortex, even though you cannot see it. Right there. Let's see this, you all. I don't even want to show it. I don't want to show it. The history. Look, MPS, the History and Culture, Sand Creek Massacre, National Historic. It was an encampment by the Big Sandy Creek of Arapaho and Cheyenne people who were hoping to find peace between the American colonists. You can read it yourself, you all. It makes you to turn your stomach. It'll turn your stomach. Don't read it. Look, the horrific Sand Creek Massacre will be forgotten no more. December the 14th, 2014, the opening of a National Historic Site in Colorado helps to restore to public memory one of the worst atrocities ever perpetrated. And it is. It's just like rub our face in it. You know, a lot of you on here, you have Indian ancestry. You know you do. I've got it. You've got it. Yeah, so that area. And then they got a big weather cam in that area. And it's showing this in the sky. Right there. I can guarantee you this isn't going to let them forget it. Showing up in this area right here. you all. So I would encourage you, these weather cams, let's talk about these FAA weather cams that are around the world. And you have to think of, why are the weather cams in specific areas? And I've never thought of what would be the significance of this weather cam in this very area, because this one right here really shows it. But I was sitting there thinking, why is it the only one around that area that has all of these colors and stuff like that on it? There must be some kind of significant history associated with this particular area. And it was home to the Indians for thousands of years. It's their homelands, their lands. 10,000 years, you all. And, let's think about this. If you have Indian ancestry, you may not even know very much about them, because they changed their name when they took them. They changed their name, and then you don't know anything further than maybe 3 generations back, if your ancestry is not on the reservations or whatever. Right like that. That's right. What kind of information? Well, you can go look at it. You go look at it yourself. Go read the history and read about what was done. Don't do it. You don't know. You don't want the negative energy in your mind. You do not want the negative energy in your mind. You don't, because this is the worst atrocity ever perpetrated. Okay, ever. Ever, ever, ever. And they mean it. It's like, yeah. And you know that evil did not leave this earth. It didn't. It's still here. It's still here. Well, the darkness is still here. The light is here. The light is still here too, you all. It's been one continuous battle. Non-stop is what it's been. One continuous battle, non-stop, for peace, just peace. Humanity, that's all people wanted, was to live in peace and harmony with one another. That's it. It's not much to ask. It really isn't. So I think this area, like a planet-like object or something up there, it is very historical, as we have seen, very spiritual and extremely significant. It's sacred. That whole range is sacred. This whole entire area is sacred. Just like that. And we don't know the half of it. We don't know half of the history that has been hidden. We don't know. And what is it about the Grand Canyon, you all? You ever read stuff about the Grand Canyon, how the Grand Canyon held like was it ancient Egyptian, like things in the Grand Canyon and stuff, things from the Middle East and stuff like that? Yeah. Something like that. So yeah, I'm not going to be on here long at all, but that Wolf Creek Pass, I just wanted to say it has a history associated with it, probably more than any of the other ones that is surrounding it. And I believe that there is a great big energy vortex there too. There's bound to be. There's bound to be some type of a vortex there, even though you can't see it. It could be invisible. But there's something there. Something there, you are. And it's at the Continental Divide, the Wolf Creek Pass. It's significantly steep, and it's very dangerous. Hello, you all, if you're just tuning in. I get myself in trouble all the time. I really do. I talk about things that I shouldn't talk about. I do. I know I shouldn't, but I can't help it. They tunnel through the mountains. Look at this. They tunneled through the mountain. View of the south into the snaking west fork of San Juan River as seen on US 160. The tunnel on the east side of the pass, you know, if they got a tunnel in there, I'm sure while they was in there, they could have tunneled really far inside the mountain. They really could. They probably got tunnels all in that place. Look, a billionaire. A major resort project. Go look up the history, you all. You can look it up. Look at, you have all this kind of stuff too. Look it up. It's very beautiful. This right here is. It is. In the sky, and it's just going across the sky. And as it goes across the sky, also on the bottom, you can see the shadow. You can see the shadow of it at one point. As it's going this way, it starts showing up right here. As it's going across the sky is what it does. So I am going to go, you all. If you're just tuning in, it looked like a Nibiru thing, but I think it's something much more, and it's very, this area right here is spiritually significant. It is a historical site, and it was home to the indigenous Indians. It was for 10,000 years, 10,000 years or even longer. And read it. Go say, type in history of Wolf Creek Pass. That's all you got to do. That's safe. Just type in history of Wolf Creek Pass, and it'll take you to some searches, and then just scroll down. You'll see what I'm talking about, and that's what's happened. This area right here. And again, this is really pretty, and I hope that this right here, they're forever reminded of what happened there. I think they're watching it. It's sacred. This area really is sacred. It's being guarded now because of what happened. That's what I think. It's a portal. It's a vortex in this area. And there's a lot of energy there, like enormous amount of energy in that area. And it's really beautiful. It is beautiful, you all. You can see the mountain right here, the mountain range and stuff like that. 10,857 feet high. That's right. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go down there and eat my supper. I've been cooking all day long, you all, off and on. I've been being domesticated, made some homemade bread out of a bread machine that I found at a thrift store for $4. I thought, I wonder what that bread machine works. And you just put your stuff in there, and it mixes it up, and then it bakes it. So I've got that. I got some mashed potatoes. I got some fresh mashed potatoes from the garden. Some green beans, and some meatloaf with a lot of oatmeal in it because I put too much tomato sauce in it, you all. So I'm going to go down there and eat supper with my family, you all. I am. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And if you thought there was some history to this, you're not wrong. There's a lot of history associated with this. It's a very spiritual, sacred area where this FAA weather cam is located. So with that being said, you all, let me turn this back around. Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, you all, afternoon. I hope to see you later tonight. If I don't, hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you for being on here and commenting, you all. There's something in the sky there. That's a great big energy area right there at Wolf Creek Pass. That's what I'm sensing. Perhaps you're sensing it too. Perhaps you've known that all along, and then I'm just now figuring it out. Yeah. Have a wonderful evening, y'all. Thank you. Love you.